Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, we got a clutch shot on our hands. Danny Green comes up huge for the Raptors with .5 on the clock, as the Raptors find a way to beat the Orlando Magic 93-91. Holy smokes. When this game got close near the end, I'm like, please don't make this happen again where we have another heartbreaking, stupid loss. Credits to the Orlando Magic. They've had a very good start to their year. They have some good-looking players on their team. But the Raptors should beat them in a sense. Home or away, it doesn't matter. When you're 13-4, they're 9-8. You should win. No matter what. Alright, they have a good look. Aaron Gordon's good. Evan Fournier's good. Vucevic has always been a pain in the Raptors' rear end. I mean, there's also some younger players on that team as well. Jonathan Isaac is another one that comes to mind. Terrence Ross can get hot at any point in time. They're a good team at times. But Danny Green, I just can't get over it, guys. You know, Kawhi Leonard, guys, had two opportunities not too long ago to hit a couple buzzer beater shots to win the game for the Raptors. Now, you can't really fault him for the first one. Look, the ball bounces off his foot. I mean, that's hard. Look, I don't know if he could do that again if he tried. And you could see how upset he was, and that was an emotional wreck at the end of the game. It shouldn't have been that close in the first place. Whatever. The Boston game, again, shouldn't have been that close, but you let them crawl back. He has another chance at a buzzer beater, misses it. Now, look, Kawhi Leonard is not, you know, all in midseason form. We haven't seen midseason form Kawhi Leonard as of yet. But I was interested to see what Nick Nurse could draw up on that last play of the game. Was he going to go back to Kawhi Leonard again? You know the Orlando Magic are... wow. You know the Orlando Magic are going to think you're going to do that. You know that's going to happen. Instead, they drop a play for Danny Green. They're going to try and catch him off the three-point line. So he's going to try and cut around the corner, around the screen from JV, and cut to the basket and try and get a layup or a dunk or whatever. That play does draw up, and it does kind of happen. But when Danny Green turns the corner, he's got like two guys standing in front of him, and he's like, I ain't driving. There's no way that's going to happen. So he pulls up in the corner, not too deep, kind of a mid-range shot, over the two guys who were both trying to block him. So he arcs this baby up there, and it falls in there. You can see he's fired up. You look at the replay. Kawhi Leonard's got both hands up in the air when the shot's in the air. The bench is amped up. You know why, guys? Because this team has struggled lately. They have struggled to get wins, right? They lost, 3 in a row? Yeah, you face Chicago, whatever. We knew that was going to be a win no matter what, even with that, especially without Zach LaVine. Today, you wanted to see a solid victory. Look, the offense wasn't there. However, the defense held the Orlando Magic, a very good offensive ball club, to 91 points. 16 points in the fourth quarter after they just scored 38. And you get a big shot from Danny Green to win the game. Sports are about adjustments. What has not worked for you in late game situations? Well, Kawhi Leonard had some tough times late in the game, so let's switch it up a little bit. Not saying Kawhi Leonard is no good because he's Kawhi Leonard. I mean, that's all I got. That's all I have to say about that. He's a stud. I'd give him the buzzer beater shot all the time if I had the chance. But I mean, then everybody's going to drape all over him, so it doesn't matter. So you have to switch it up. They go to the vet, Danny Green, and he gets the job done. Now, next time we have an opportunity like this, wouldn't surprise me if Kawhi Leonard's back in that spot because you want him to be that guy with the ball late in the game. You don't want to have to give it to Danny Green. Not saying Danny Green's no good because he's been fantastic for the team this year. But would you prefer Kawhi Leonard or Danny Green taking that shot? Right? But you wanted to change things up because you knew they were going to be all over Kawhi Leonard. So you give it to Green. He makes the shot. Nick Nurse looks beautiful after this game. And guys, emotion from Kawhi. You see after when the guys are kind of all huddled, high-fiving each other, Kawhi, with a smile, high-fives Danny Green. I'm like, that's what I like to see right there. And you know what else I like to see? In the end, the Raptors get a win. I think we can all agree on that. No matter how grimy and greasy this game was, no matter how the Raptors couldn't shoot the three for their life, 9 for 34 for 26%, which is terrible, you found a way to win. You dug in defensively. JV and Serge played out there in the fourth quarter for the second time this year, and they didn't do half bad. I was really impressed with them. I really liked how they did out there, guys. Look, they were rebounding the ball. They were blocking their shots. The key for that late in the game, guys, is one and done. There was one incident, I think it had 3 opportunities, did the Magic. But other than that one play, whenever they took a shot, it was either Ibaka or JV just crashing the glass and munching on that rebound. And I liked what I saw out there from those guys late in the game. Also, speaking of Serge Ibaka, 3 minutes to go in the game, 2 minutes to go in the game, even a minute and a half to go in there, he makes 2 gigantic mid-range shots. Look, guys, last year when he made those, I don't know. The confidence was nowhere to be found for Serge, but he has been in a groove this year. He ends the game with 14 points, 9 boards, 4 dimes, 7 of 15 shooting, 0 of 3 from 3, gets a block out there, but he was a +2 on the floor. He was good. I liked Serge Ibaka's game today. How many blocks? I think he had the 1 block, right? Yeah, it was a dirty one there. Let's run through the stats real quickly here. Pascal Siakam, 15 points, 9 rebounds, and an assist on 7 of 11 shooting. But he got in foul trouble there late in the game, so they didn't want to risk that, so they took him out and went JV and Serge to end the game there. Kawhi Leonard, guys, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 2 dimes, 8 of 16 shooting, 1 of 3 from 3, and he had a steal as well. He's a -3 on the floor. But you know what, guys? It's okay, because the rest of the team chipped in. Lowry, guys, for a little while now, he has not been shooting the ball all that great. Look, he shot 3 of 8 from 3, which isn't horrendous. 37.5%, which isn't terrible. But he only had the 9 points. You know, he did have 7 assists, 4 boards. The shot 3 of 9. Did not get to the free throw line at all. Was a -6 on the floor. But Kyle Lowry, look, just hang in there, guys. We know what he can do. Just let him play his game. You got a victory. And Danny Green, guys, I want to talk a little bit about him for a second here. In that going into the fourth quarter, Danny Green was horrendous. I think he made 1 3. He was having trouble making a shot. He had a tough time. We already talked about how he got the buzzer beater, but he was also what did he end the game? 3 of 9 from 3. Put it into perspective, guys. He went 2 of 3 from 3 in the fourth. So do the math. He was 1 of 6 before that. Veteran guy who doesn't let any missed shots eat him up, just goes out there, plays his game, and shooters shoot. You've heard the quote, guys. And Danny Green shot the ball in the fourth quarter with 2 threes and the buzzer beater. So bottom line, with the 2 threes and the buzzer beater, his line of 13 points is great, 3 rebounds, but 5 of 13 shooting, 3 of 9 from 3, and a -4 on the floor. Is that really appetizing? Not really. But you know what? It doesn't matter, because he was big when this team needed him to be. Now the rest of the lineup, guys, Fred VanVleet didn't carry at all what he did in Chicago into this game today. 1 of 5 from the field, 4 points, 5 assists, which isn't terrible. And he was a +6 on the floor. You give him that, I guess, but his shot wasn't falling, and that's what was falling in the game before. So the whole thing about Freddie VanVleet starting, putting him as the starter. I mean, do you want to play that game? I mean, I don't know. It's a tough one. But Fred VanVleet, he will find his way at some point, guys. It's just a matter of time. But it's just tough right now for Freddie. JV, guys, 8 points, 6 boards, 4 of 8 shooting in 21 minutes. Lorenzo Brown gave you 8 points in 20 minutes. Not bad there. DeLon Wright, 4 points, 2 dimes in 13 minutes. And that's all she wrote for those stats, guys. The problem I had with the fourth quarter, the defense was so good, but the turnovers were a gigantic problem. If I'm not mistaken, they had 7 or 8 turnovers in the fourth quarter alone. That's awful. And it's closing time. Start the fourth quarter, you're down by 2, and you get 7 or 8 turnovers against, you got to protect that ball. The Raptors were +4 in the fourth quarter, and like I said, they do come away with the victory. So really all these stats mean diddly squat because it's a W in the standings. And that's really all that matters to all of us right now. We can dwell on this game. We can talk about who's struggling, who's this, who's that. It doesn't really matter, guys. It really doesn't, because it's a win. Next game for the Toronto Raptors, guys, goes, they go tomorrow. So was that? They're on a back-to-back. Was it me in the Leaf video that I was talking about? I don't even know, guys. Honestly, I think it was the Leaf video I was saying was going to be a back-to-back. And anyways, the Raptors play their back-to-back, guys, tomorrow night as they go to Atlanta to take on the Hawks. Question will be, will Kawhi Leonard play in the second half of a back-to-back? Now, in a tight game today, you expect him to be, what, 35, 36 of north that? He only played 30 today. You're facing a not very good Atlanta Hawks team. Do you think it's time to throw him out there for the second half of a back-to-back? Get him in some groove? I don't know. I don't think it'll happen. But I think if it's any back-to-back that you should be putting him out there for, I think this would be the one, because you will be facing the the 3-14 Atlanta Hawks. So if you want an easy back-to-back to put Kawhi Leonard out there for to get him in that groove of a back-to-back, that would be the one to do so. Now, will they do it? We're going to have to wait and see if it happens tomorrow or not. You guys will probably, if you guys are watching the video tomorrow, you guys might even know what's going on. But as of right now, we have no clue. But all we can do right now, guys, is enjoy the victory, enjoy that buzzer beater by Danny Green, and the smiles from Kawhi Leonard, because those are beautiful. And, I mean, maybe not his laugh, but it is in my eyes, okay? And, guys, go watch the replay. Seeing his hands go up like this when Danny Green took that last shot in the air, by the way, when the ball's in the air, he has his arms up. He's fired up. So, Kawhi Leonard, is he liking it here? You guys can go crazy about that kind of stuff. But you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video, and you guys enjoyed the ending of the game today. Smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below, guys. What'd you think of the game? What'd you think of the video? Who was your MVP in the game today? I'm going to give it to Danny Green for a few reasons. Number one, you didn't want him to Evan Fournier to take that three late in the game. So, Danny Green, all up in his business. Now, you didn't really want him to blow by him, but that's a worst case scenario. You still have 2 seconds left, and then he hits the buzzer beater, plus the 2 big threes there late in the, 2 threes there in the fourth quarter. Big shots for the Raptors, who only made 9 threes in the game. He made 2 in the fourth quarter alone. Great job by Danny Green. He's my player of the game. Who's yours? Rajiv Ibaka, Kawhi Leonard, Pascal Siakam, or Danny Green? I want to hear what you guys have to say. And Evan and I will talk to you guys podcast edition Thursday afternoon. Podcast edition. Link is in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes, guys. Twitter is also down below. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys Leafs edition tomorrow as they take on the Carolina Hurricanes down in Carolina, as the Buds look to continue on their roll, look for their 5th straight victory, and they look to stay red hot on the road, looking for their 4th straight road victory as they head to Carolina, like I said, to take on the Hurricanes. 7 o'clock puck drop there in Carolina. And as for the Raptors, guys, like we said, they take on the Atlanta Hawks tomorrow night, 7:30 puck drop, as the Raptors look to get their 3rd straight victory and beat a team that they much well should beat. Like Chicago, except they have Trae Young. Chicago didn't have anybody. So, it's going to be very cool to see Trae Young out there for the first time this year against the Raptors and be able to see him live like that. That'll be very cool to watch him play. But nonetheless, we want the Raptors to get the victory, beat the snot out of the Atlanta Hawks, because it should happen. And I'll talk to you guys then, hoping for a 3rd straight victory and a good win against a not very good Hawks team. 7:30 tip-off there in Atlanta. We'll talk to you guys then.